What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout and welcome to the first video of 2024, and let's start with a bang. These leaders need buffs this year, so my candidates for decks which will hopefully get support in 2024. But before we begin this video, huge shout out to the coffee club, our lovely patrons. These are our $2 and up patrons. They buy us coffee, they keep this machine going. And guys, thanks a lot for your support. If you wish to join the coffee club, link to a patron is in the description below. And I think that's about everything. Roll the video! As with all of our videos, let's start with a breakdown. So new year, new buffs, hopefully. These are our predictions for each color. So we have 3 leaders per color. Yeah, that sounds like spray and pray, but I will explain everything in a couple of slides. And before we jump in, for transparency purposes, these are my guesses. They're not leaks. This is like what I expect to happen, considering some factors. And a lot of this is just kind of copium. You know, there is a copium category in this. And we'll just wrap it up with a summary. Let's go. Let's start with some rules. So, first off, these need to be, well, hopefully realistic picks. So I'm not gonna say, I don't even know what just recently came out. U7 is gonna get support in 2024. That's not really too realistic. Let's try to be realistic, right? It's me saying like, I don't know, set 1 Ginyu is getting something. Like, yeah, I don't think so. Second, and this is super important, random TP support doesn't count. Because literally anything can get a random card in a TP. Like random promo support. So we're not counting that. That's too much of a wild card, in my opinion. Support idea must be included. So I'm gonna give you my idea for support with each of these leaders. Same goes for pick justification. I need to explain why I chose this specific leader. And yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's start by taking a look at the categories. We are splitting the candidates into 3 groups. That's why there's 3 of them. Group 1, most likely to happen. I'm 90% sure that these ones are gonna happen. Group 2, unlikely, but there is a chance. There is a realistic chance due to the lack of support in the past or other existing factors. I will go over this one in details when we get to like some of the Group 2 choices. And Group 3 is more copium than anything else. Like, Group 3 is an absurd long shot. You know, stuff that probably Bandai forgot existed. Like, stupid long shots. But it's possible. So, each groups correspond to the order of reveals. So, first reveal Group 1, second Group 2, and third Group 3. Let's start with green. First off, King Cold. Okay, so the king needs some love. It's been long overdue. And the reason why I think King Cold is the one who's gonna get buffs is because he has a way to generate Z energy. There's a promo King Cold that generates Z energy, but there's no payoff for doing so. Other than playing like generic Z cards, there is literally no payoff in this deck for generating Z energy. So we need something, right? I don't expect a Z battle card because King Cold isn't really the Z battle card leader, like the battle card leader at all. I don't expect a Z unison because we have a unison in the deck. Z extras, we have more than enough fields. So we need something to spend Z energy on, and that can only be a Z leader. I'm gonna try to avoid Z leaders because I think they're a cop-out, but in this case I think that King Cold might be getting a Z leader, and you just allow him to combo with field cards from the field or from the hand. Just give it like Dark Broly or Green Key or Green Cooler support. You know, because one of the issues is that you're just kind of randomly stuck with a lot of field cards. It would be awesome if we could just filter them with the Z leader, just kind of use them as combo power. So yeah, first off, King Cold. There we go. Then in Group 2 we have starter Frieza, also known as Racist Frieza. No love for Racist Frieza. No, nothing. No. The Saiyan hating leader has been hated on by Bandai because I guess, I don't need to guess, we all know this, random discard is bad and evil. It's bad and evil when a random discard hits your SCR or something. But, however, it has been over a year since the last support came out. Last support came out in Anniversary Box 2022. It's okay. It's fine, but it hasn't done anything really to help the deck. The deck lacks a boss monster. So this is one of those decks that just doesn't have a boss monster. And because it's Frieza, maybe we can get like a golden Frieza card that somehow benefits from discarding but doesn't discard cards. You know, like the support, the battle card that came out not last year, in 2022, which just kinda you manage to play it when you discard something. It does something like that. So no random discard, but a boss monster that you can, for example, cheat in when you discard something. Or like when you discard he KOs something or draws you a card, does something. So yes, please, come on, starter Frieza, support, let's go Bandai. And finally, our long shot, and this one goes out to Nina, it's Metacooler. The Metallic Overlord needs help, Bandai. This is like the least likely leader to get any support. However, it should, because it's Metacooler. Come on. How can we support this one? Well, basically, here is also why I've decided to pick one. Not just because Nina wanted to, but also because it's Metacooler. It does what you want Metacooler to do. So I don't think they should make more Metacooler leaders. Instead of making more Metacooler leaders, what they could do is just, for example, give us a Z extra card. Give us anything that's cheap and that gives your infinite multiplication Metacoolers plus 5k power for the turn. That's it. Because the deck is already pretty bad. And in a meta where everything is just kind of 20k Z leader, Metacooler just kind of falls flat. It could use a Z extra that gives them plus 5k, or a battle card that gives them plus 5k for the turn, or something that makes them 20k so they can actually do something against the wall of power that a Z leader has. 20k Swarm, yeah, that would be awesome. Bandai, please. Moving on to red. It is insane to think that this is the one that I think is most likely to get support. King Vegeta. Now, I'll start with what every King Vegeta player on the planet is saying. King Vegeta did nothing wrong. King Vegeta was one of the most broken decks of all time, but not because of King Vegeta, because of all the other generic shit that was surrounding it. However, Young Invaders got hit and now the deck is barely playable. It might as well be banned. It's not so we can do something, but I don't want to just say, oh, just unerrata Young Invaders. No. What I think will happen if King Vegeta gets support is, instead of unerrating Young Invaders, we'll get the King Vegeta's Dynasty treatment. We will just get an updated version of it. And it will have the permanent that it counts as Young Invaders, and it will be basically the fixed version plus some extra effect, or like something similar. I really think that this will happen. Like, I honestly really hope that this happens. It's my most likely candidate, which just makes you think, like, if this is your most likely candidate, then what the hell is number 2? Well, this is Red King Piccolo. Yep, a fan favorite broken, now completely unplayable red deck. So you might be thinking, Damien, you're insane. Like, you should not be listened to. Thankfully, Bandai never listens to me. But you should not be listened to. This is crazy. King Piccolo should never ever get buffs. However, in a world where 20k baseline leaders exist, and they're a common thing in the meta, I don't think that King Piccolo is a threat anymore. Like, even with Explosive Dance, I know that Explosive Dance is a big argument. Like, hey, it had Violent Rays back in the day, now it has Explosive Dance, which I don't think that it's better, but like, it's really, really strong. So if we just give KP buffs, he will dominate the meta, but I don't think that he can be as oppressive as he was now when leaders are 20k. I don't think that's gonna really happen, and a lot of the things that gave him power are now gone. However, King Piccolo isn't banned. He's still somewhere drifting in the void, and people want to play it, and we need a good Piccolo leader. So hopefully we get some support. And what could his support be? I think that this deck needs a new draw engine, like Piano, as a Z battle card. And that's it, you know, or a 1-drop. It can also just be a 1-drop, like Piano was. Just don't break it, and that's it. Or just like for example, like the green one. It has barrier, it has 2 conditions under which he draws you a card, and that's it. Just make a red version, and that's it. There we go, King Piccolo is back. As a long shot, here is Gogeta BR, the leader that, well, leave a comment if you remember this leader. If you've remembered it before I have shown you this slide, because this one is desperate for some love. Guys, while researching for this video, I went back, I took a look at all of these cards from the archetype, and this deck has literally nothing going for it. Nothing. The best thing that it can do is grab you an Explosive Dance on the front side. Other than that, there's nothing. This is trash. Like, this is pure garbage. Its own engine is better in Bulma than in the deck itself. And so how do we fix it without giving it a Z leader? Because I don't want to give Z leaders. This Gogeta 5-drop, it's way too expensive. It's better in Bulma, where you can just draw a bunch of cards and then restand 2. What we need is a new one. We need a new Gogeta 5-drop. Because it needs to be 5 so that we can play the 6, blah blah blah. Or a card which has both Deflect and Barrier. So don't do the yellow Gotenks treatment, where it's like it has no protection whatsoever. No, give it protection, because this deck is ass. So a card with Deflect and Barrier, which makes the fusion cheaper. Which is like, instead of free energy, it's 1 now. Or it's free. That would be awesome. Like, activate barrier, deflect barrier, activate main, remove it from the game, and this turn the next Union Fusion costs 1, or it's free, or like something that you don't pay free energy for a card that's complete ass, evolve on top of it, and then you're just kinda locked out of playing other things. Like, this deck is awful. For blue, the most likely candidate, and we all know that this is coming, is Blue Bojack. Guys, Z Unisons are coming out in March. Like, they're just around the corner. There is no reality whatsoever in which Blue Bojack doesn't get a 4-cost Z Unison. No reality. Or a 4-cost Unison, but more likely a Z Unison. Now, you might argue, well, it has a 4-cost Unison, it is SS Gotenks. Well, if you take a look at SS Gotenks, SS Gotenks, yeah, actually, this is what trash looks like in cardboard form. So, Gotenks is not an argument. Let's just take a look at Bojack and say, like, yeah, I think we're all on the same page. I think Bandai is on the same page. Hopefully, we are getting a 4-cost Z Unison for Bojack. In Group 2, we have Blue Gohan Superhero. Yeah, and to be honest, I'm shocked that this one didn't get any support in the last anniversary box. I'm completely shocked. I don't think that it needs support. It might be a bit controversial, but I don't think that this one actually needs any support. But I can see it happening anyway, because the entire archetype is missing one thing, and that is Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan that isn't an SER. So like Beast Gohan Boss Monster or a Z Leader or something. I don't expect a Z Leader, because what would the Z Leader do? Like, tell me, what would he do that's different than this here? There's not much. You can make him like 20k and do something. Like, once per turn, auto do something. So, I don't believe there is a reason to give this card a Z Leader. But a battle card, an actual boss monster, not the shitty Gohan Piccolo one, like an actual boss monster that enters play from the combo area, which is what the deck wants to do, and it's like Beast Gohan, and then it does like everything on the planet, restores energy, makes you do like crazy things. It's like Senzu being on a boss monster. That's highly likely. Probably not Senzu being on a boss monster, but highly likely that we might just get a random Beast Gohan boss monster. And the long shot is Blue Bardock. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, like, wait, Damien, this leader exists? Yes, it exists, and Bandai, for some reason, constantly remembers that this thing exists, because if you look back, this leader got so much support, so much random support over the years. So knowing Bandai, although this is a long shot, there is a realistic chance that this leader gets some random ass blue or blue-yellow card. Something like completely unexpected in the main set. Like, hey guys, remember Blue Bardock? Here's a blue-yellow one again. Like, why? I don't know. Shut up and take it. Here you go. So I wouldn't be shocked if Blue Bardock. Honestly, I could put this one in the first place, because I'm 100% certain that Blue Bardock is gonna get something. But how to make it viable? I think that the only way, and I've said I'm not gonna do Z Leaders, but the only way to make this thing viable is to give it a Z Leader and give that Z Leader the BT2 Vegeta Z Leader treatment. Just make it absurd. Give it everything on the planet, make it like 20k, restand energy, unyielding trunks effect, bottom deck alive when you attack. I don't know, like, get free O immediately in buys just by entering the tournament. You're like, okay, I won my next free round and I got like an SCR. Like, there you go. And it still wouldn't fix it. I don't think that this is happening at all. So Z Leader, not happening. Random ass like blue yellow Shogesh, which draws you a card when you play him from energy, and he has like energy exhaust ignore if you have like, I don't know, Bardock Leader or something. That I believe will happen. Moving to yellow, yes, this is actually the card that I'm 1000% certain will get support in 2024. Yellow Bojack. Yes, so Damien, what's the problem with Yellow Bojack? Well, if you're not familiar with Yellow Bojack, it is the worst awakening ever made. His awakening is basically awaken 4 lives or less, flip him over. Yeah, and now if you're thinking like, Damien, have you missed restand, draw 1 or something? Well, no. His awakening is literally, you may flip this card over. That's it. On 4 lives or less. So, how and why I believe we will see support for this one? Because Bandai has been giving old leaders new ways to awaken with battle cards. Think a lot of TPs, but we said not to do TPs. So think of the Quad Strike Goku GT, the new green one, which allows you to awaken entire lives and then does something. So that's what I think will happen with Bojack. 1000% certain that this is coming this year. Just like a battle card or something that allows you to awaken at 6 or less and actually gives you an awakening effect. Like actually draw a card and awaken. Like on play, I don't know, do something and then like activate main, draw a card, and flip this leader over. Like so if you're on 6 or less. So yeah, Bojack. Now we are all familiar with Piccolo leaders being awful. Like unironically, Bandai tried to make a yellow Piccolo work 3 sets in a row, and it failed every single time. Like Piccolo is that bad, and this is the worst one. So BT17, maybe not even the worst one, maybe BT18 is even worse. But BT17 Piccolo, however, he might just be bad enough to be a candidate. He might be bad enough to be a candidate. This leader is pure trash. Pure trash. Like even my friend from Poland, who is Piccolo himself, is gonna tell you like, kurwa, this is awful. So it needs all the support that it can get. However, whenever it gets some support, it's also trash. It's not improving anything. So let's propose a simple improvement, and that would just be a 1-drop. Can be a normal 1-drop, can be a Z battle card. Just have it cost 1 energy, give it barrier, for the love of God, give it barrier, and then just give him an ability to give your other 1-drops barrier. That's it. Like, it's not gonna make this leader actually good all of a sudden, but it's gonna make the entire chain easier to do now that your 1-drops have like some actual protection. That can be like one of the cards, and then you can come up with something else. But 1-drop with barrier, which gives other 1-drops barrier. Or like maybe more than 1-drops, like some Piccolos, like something. And now, the longest of long shots, the biggest long shot on this entire list is Yellow Jiren. I'm happy that Red Jiren is meta, but Yellow Jiren, this one needs support. And honestly, I can't justify it. So I didn't want to pick anything that already got support. And Bandai loves Yellow so much that like the majority of Yellow leaders got support. So I just had to find something. And I stumbled upon Yellow Jiren. And then I took a look at his cards and saw that Universe 11 successor is ass. Like, it's completely unplayable. So we need some help, plus I love Jiren. Jiren is amazing, the strongest guy in the multiverse, canonical winner of Tournament of Power, needs more help. So at this point, I will take literally anything for this one. I'll take anything. But what might actually help it is a card, a cheap card, which makes successor cheaper by 2 energy. That would be a godsend. Just let's say like activate main, Z card, it has to be a Z battle card, because in that way you can't recycle it or you can't use it for successor. So just have like something that you pay and give it barrier, and then say like activate main, the next successor is cheaper by 2 energy. Not the amount of energy that you need combined, but the amount that you need to pay for the skill. Because Jiren's yellow-green successor engine is so expensive, so just make it like 2 energy less. That would be a godsend for the deck. Now the moment that all of you have been waiting for, it's black and it's Dark Broly. What else can it be? So my first candidate, my prime candidate for support in 2024, not random tournament promo support, but like actual support, is Dark Broly. I think that it's time to give Dark Broly some support. It's time for the King of Black to retake his throne. And I think that majority of us who want Dark Broly back are on the same page when it comes to buffs to this leader. Remove the errata. We can't do that actually. I don't think that Bandai will ever just say, oh, errata doesn't exist. So how can we go about this? A Z leader would be great. It would be cool to get a Z leader, but I don't want a Z leader for Dark Broly, simply because go with the same logic as with the Blue Gohan superhero. What is there to add? Just like permanent, which is gonna say what, errata doesn't exist. So it would be cool, but I don't think that that's what we're gonna see. what I expect to happen is that we'll get a battle card with activate main or activate battle or maybe both that will remove the leader's errata for the turn or for the next battle. Or maybe just remove the errata for the turn for Dark Broly's or something. But it can't have protection, unfortunately, because like if you're doing, for example, errata removal for your entire archetype, the card can't have protection. That would be way too much. So I think it's gonna be like your leader can now do the things that he actually wants to do, and that's awesome. Go have fun. So yeah, that's my prediction. However, number 2 might as well also be number 1. That's Gogeta Zeno. So yeah, might as well be number 1. Might as well be the most likely one to happen, Gogeta Zeno. How and why? Well, if you are not on Facebook, it's basically confirmed that Black is supposed to be back next set. And what better way to do it than to just buff Gogeta Zeno and give it new support. Okay, you can do the same for Dark Broly and bring Black back. That's why I'm saying that both of them can be number 1. But I just want Gogeta Zeno to get support. Like, look at him, he's so cool. He's one of the best looking leaders in the game and he's completely unplayable at the moment. Come on guys, let's give Gogeta some support. Now, how do you support Gogeta? You don't remove anything, so we're not looking at removing or unbanning or doing anything like that. Thank God that SS3 forwarding is still limited. Yes, hate me all you want. Like, it's a good thing that that card doesn't exist anymore in the capacity that it used to exist in. But what we can get with Gogeta is basically an updated version of Marvelous Might, which might as well just be saying, I have no idea what to give this thing, but just give him a good SS3 Gogeta. Give him a good Union Fusion card. And that's it. Just give him something that's good. Oh man, like it's hard to come up with something for this one, so make like a mini Marvelous Might. Don't make it a Z card or anything, just like a, there you go, random Gogeta. Maybe 2 random Gogetas, and let's go. And the least likely to happen, I'm sorry, it's in Zeno. Like, I want this one to happen so bad, but this is more copium than anything else on this list. So Bandai gave a Z leader to the wrong Sin Shenron. Was supposed to be this one. And what can we get? Well, we could get a Z leader. We could. Like, very good 20k baseline Sin Zeno Z leader. I mean, guys, you might be saying like, well, why would you give a meal deck a strong Z leader? Well, Cooler got it. And Cooler has a much better engine than Sin has. So if Cooler can have one, then Sin can have one too, right? If not a Z leader, then like give us a counterplay. This deck doesn't have a counterplay. Give us a counterplay. That would be great. I will not ask for a board wipe because that might be a bit too much, although that would be awesome. Just a counterplay then. Like something. Come on! It's in Zeno! Come on! I don't think that we're ever getting anything for this one, but it would be so cool. And the last but not the least, because there's also prismatic leaders to consider, Magenta. Now, why Magenta other than the boss? Well, one simple reason. Because all other prismatic leaders, except for Heroine Bulma, got support. All of them got support. Even the old Tova deck got some random support at some point. But Magenta didn't get anything. So the boss needs support. The boss needs a Cell Max. That's what the boss needs. Maybe something extra as well. So let's not get too wild. If any prismatic leader is gonna get support in 2024, it's gonna be Magenta. Like, there is no way that Heroine Bulma gets any support before the boss does. No way. Before we end the video, let's jump into the summary. So this year, like the last few years, is bound to bring some cool buffs. Again, we're not taking TPs into consideration. With each card type now having a Z card, so there's a Z card for literally everything. There's a lot of leaders which have new opened avenues for support. I'm not considering TP support because literally anything can get a TP. Like, TP is the most random form of support that exists. We are talking more of things like dash packs, random set cards, anniversary box, like something, you know. But a lot of these could also see a random tournament promo card at some point. I hope not, because TPs don't really fix anything 90% of the time. They're just kind of, yeah, like, there you go, it's a easy excuse for a support. But I hope that we get something like anniversary box, something. That would be awesome. And hopefully, I know what you're all thinking, and I'm on the same boat as you are. Hopefully we don't get support as regional pricing. Please stop giving us archetype locked support as regional pricing. Just rather give it as TP than regional pricing. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below, what buffs are you hoping for? Is there anything on this list that you would add or remove, or maybe bump up when it comes to groups? Let me know in the comments. I read all of your comments and try to respond to everything. I'm really trying. I've been a bit slow. I am working on fixing that. And I really, really love our little community. I think that we have an amazing year for Masters ahead of us. It's gonna be super exciting, guys. And while you're here, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Help us get to 4,000 subs when I'm gonna give away a booster box. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.